Have you ever tasted a lychee? If you haven't, you're in for a real surprise. Lychees are one of those fruits that look a little mysterious at first glance, but once you try them, you'll never forget the experience. Their unique appearance and flavor make them a favorite for many fruit lovers around the world. All bumpy and red on the outside, but inside, sweet, juicy, and bursting with sunshine. The flesh is almost translucent, like a little jewel, and the taste is a perfect blend of floral, sweet, and just a hint of tartness. It's like nature's candy wrapped in a tough little shell. It's a real treat, making you feel like you're on holiday somewhere warm. Just one bite can transport you to a tropical paradise where the sun is shining and the air is filled with the scent of blooming flowers and ripe fruit. Lychees are often enjoyed at celebrations and special occasions, making them feel extra special. Imagine picking fresh lychees from your own backyard. No need for the shops. You could step outside, reach up, and pluck a handful of these delicious fruits straight from the tree. It's the kind of simple pleasure that makes gardening so rewarding, and it's something anyone can dream of. These trees are handsome, with dark green leaves and plenty of shade. They can grow quite tall and wide, creating a cool, leafy canopy that's perfect for relaxing under on a hot day. The sight of a mature lychee tree, heavy with fruit, is truly a thing of beauty in any garden. But here's the catch. Growing from seed takes ages, and you might not even get the same tasty fruit. Lychee seeds can be a bit unpredictable, and it can take many years before the tree is big enough to produce any fruit at all. Even then, the fruit might not taste like the one you first fell in love with. It's a gamble, and who wants to wait a decade for a maybe? You could spend years watering, feeding, and caring for your little tree, only to find out the fruit isn't quite right. That's a lot of patience for something so uncertain. There must be a better way, a shortcut to delicious lychees. Gardeners everywhere have wondered the same thing. Is there a way to skip the long wait and still enjoy the best tasting fruit? The good news is there is. What if you could have a tree that's already a bit grown up, guaranteed to make the best fruit? Imagine planting a tree that's a clone of the tastiest lychee you've ever had, and knowing it will grow up to be just as delicious. Like making a copy of your favorite jumper instead of knitting a new one. It's a clever way to get exactly what you want without all the waiting and uncertainty. It's quicker, and you know you'll love the result. You get to enjoy the same sweet, juicy lychees you already adore, and you don't have to wait forever to do it. Well, there is such a way, a clever gardening trick that's been around for ages. It's a method that gardeners have used for generations to make sure their favorite fruit trees keep producing the best fruit year after year. Ready to learn the secret? Let's dive in and discover how you can grow your very own lychee tree, the smart and delicious way. The trick is called air layering. It might sound like something out of a gardening wizard's spell book, but it's actually a clever, hands-on technique that anyone can master. Air layering is a way to multiply your favorite trees, especially fruit trees like lychee, without waiting for seeds to sprout and grow. It's a method that lets you create a brand new plant from a branch that's still attached to the parent tree, right in your own backyard. The process is surprisingly simple. What you're doing is convincing a branch to grow roots while it's still part of the tree. Imagine giving a branch a little nudge, telling it, "Hey, you can be a tree too." By wrapping a section of the branch with moist soil and sealing it up, you create the perfect environment for roots to form, all while the branch continues to get nutrients from the main tree. Instead of waiting years for a tiny seed to grow into a tree, you get to use a mature branch that's already strong and ready to produce fruit. This means you're skipping the slow, uncertain seedling stage and starting with a branch that's proven itself. Air layering gives your new plant a huge head start. Roots begin to develop before you even separate the branch from the parent tree. When you finally cut it off, it's already equipped to survive and thrive on its own, ready to be planted wherever you like. What's even better? You're making a clone of your favorite lychee tree. That means the new tree will have the same delicious fruit, the same growth habits, and the same resilience as the original. No surprises, just more of what you already love. This method is much faster than growing from seeds. Instead of waiting a decade for your first taste of homegrown lychee, you could be harvesting fruit in just 2 or 3 years. That's a huge difference, especially if you're eager to enjoy the fruits of your labor sooner rather than later. The best part? Air layering doesn't require any fancy equipment or expensive gadgets. All you need are some basic gardening supplies, plastic wrap, a bit of soil, maybe some string or tape, and a little patience. It's a technique that's accessible to beginners and experts alike. Think of air layering as your secret weapon for growing quick, reliable lychee trees. It's a tried-and-true method that gives you control over the process, letting you multiply your best trees with confidence. It's like taking a cutting from a prize-winning plant, but with an extra boost, because you know the roots are already there and ready to go. You're not just hoping for success, you're setting yourself up for it. Gardeners have been using air layering for centuries, passing down this knowledge through generations. From ancient orchards to modern backyards, it's a technique that has stood the test of time and continues to deliver amazing results. Air layering is more than just a gardening trick. It's a fun science experiment you can do at home with a delicious reward at the end. Watching roots form right before your eyes is a little bit magical, and sharing that moment with family or friends makes it even better. So, let's get our hands dirty and make some magic happen. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, air layering is a fantastic way to grow your own lychee trees. Ready to learn how it's done? Let's dive in. Before we start, let's gather our supplies. You'll need a sharp, clean knife or secateurs. Grab some peat moss or coco coir, damp, not soaking. A bit of potting soil helps feed the new roots. Clear plastic wrap will keep everything moist. String or zip ties to secure it all. Rooting hormone powder is optional but gives roots a boost, so your list knife, moss or coir, potting soil, plastic wrap, ties, and maybe rooting hormone. Simple, right? Having everything ready makes the process smooth and fun. It's like laying out all your tools before building something brilliant. Now that we're set, let's get to the exciting part. Time to choose our branch. To start your lychee propagation journey, you'll want to find a branch that's not just healthy, but also the right size and age. Look for a branch on your lychee tree that's about as thick as your thumb. This size is ideal because it's sturdy enough to support new roots, but not so old that it's become woody and tough. Make sure the branch is covered in lots of green leaves, which is a sign that it's actively growing and full of energy. The best branches for air layering usually come from last year's growth. These branches are strong, flexible, and still lively, making them perfect candidates for rooting. Avoid branches that look too old, brittle, or have signs of disease or damage. A healthy branch will give your new plant the best possible start. Take a moment to inspect the branch for any pests or blemishes. If you spot any, choose a different branch. Clean, unblemished bark is a good indicator of a healthy, thriving plant. Once you've chosen your branch, it's time to prepare it for air layering. Start by clearing away all the leaves and any small twigs from a 6-inch section of the branch, about a foot from the tip. This gives you a clean workspace and ensures nothing will get in the way as you work. Measuring about 12 inches from the tip helps you select a spot that's mature enough to root, but still young and vigorous. This balance is key for successful air layering. Now take your sharpest, cleanest knife and carefully cut a ring of bark from the branch. The ring should be about 1 inch wide, circling all the way around. This step is crucial, so take your time and make sure the cut is even. Be gentle and precise. Don't cut too deep. You only want to go through the outer bark and the thin green cambium layer beneath it. Cutting too far can damage the branch and reduce your chances of success. Once you've made your cuts, gently peel off the ring of bark. If you've done it right, it should come away easily, revealing the pale wood underneath. This exposed area is where the magic will happen. By removing this ring of bark, you're interrupting the flow of food from the leaves down to the roots. The branch senses this change and, in response, starts to prepare for survival by growing new roots right at the cut. To help the process along, gently scrape the exposed wood with your knife to remove any remaining green cambium. This step encourages the branch to focus its energy on producing roots, rather than healing over the cut. This simple but clever trick is what makes air layering so effective. By creating the perfect conditions, you're encouraging the branch to grow roots exactly where you want them, giving you a strong, healthy new plant. Remember, choosing the right branch and making a clean, careful cut are half the battle. These steps set the stage for everything that comes next. Now that your branch is ready, it's time to create a cozy home for those new roots to grow. This is where the real transformation begins. Get your rooting materials ready. Whether it's moist moss or rich soil, you're about to give your branch everything it needs to thrive. Ready for the mucky part? Let's go. Grab your damp moss or coir. This is the bed for your new roots. If you're using rooting hormone, dust it on the top edge of the cut. Make a ball of moss about the size of an orange. Split it in half and place it around the bare section of the branch. Squeeze the halves together so the moss hugs the cut tightly. Make sure it's snug and in contact with the exposed wood. This moss ball is the roots world for the next few months. Pat it down and check it's secure. You've set the stage for new life with just a bit of moss and a clever cut. It's simple, but it works wonders. Now let's wrap it up and keep it cozy. On to the next step. Time to wrap your moss ball with clear plastic wrap. Make sure it's fully covered. The plastic traps moisture, creating a mini greenhouse for root growth. Wrap it tightly with no gaps for moisture to escape. If you want, add a layer of foil to keep light out. Roots like the dark. Secure both ends with string or zip ties, sealing the moss ball. The top tie is key to keep rainwater out. Now you've got a strange little package hanging from your tree, a science experiment in progress. All that's left is to wait. The branch will start growing roots inside its cozy cocoon. You've done your part, now let nature do the rest. Go on, have a cup of tea. You've earned it. Next, the waiting game. Now, patience. Roots take time, usually 2 to 4 months for lychee. Check every couple of weeks by peeking through the clear plastic. At first, you'll see just moss, but soon little white roots will appear. Wait until roots fill the moss ball all the way around. Don't rush. A dense root ball means your new tree will thrive on its own. If the moss dries out, inject a bit of water with a syringe. Usually a tight wrap keeps it moist. So be patient and dream of future lychees. The anticipation is part of the fun. Soon, you'll be ready for the big moment. Let's see how to plant your new tree. Almost there. The moss ball is packed with roots. Time for the grand separation. Get a pot with drainage holes and good potting soil. Cut the branch just below the root ball with sharp secateurs. Carefully remove the plastic and ties, but leave the moss. Don't disturb the roots. Place the root ball in the pot, top about an inch below the rim. Fill in around it with soil, gently firming as you go. Don't pack it too tight. Water thoroughly until it drains out the bottom. The moss will break down over time, feeding the roots. You've just planted a brand new lychee tree. It's a moment of triumph. Well done. Now let's help it settle in. A little care goes a long way. Ready for the final step? Let's keep your tree happy. Your new lychee tree needs gentle care at first. Keep it in bright, indirect light. No harsh sun for 4 to 6 weeks. Trim off about a third of the leaves to reduce stress on the roots. Keep the soil moist but not soggy. Check daily with your finger. Don't let it dry out but avoid puddles. After a few weeks, look for new growth. Tiny leaves mean success. Gradually move the tree into more sun once it's growing well. You've used air layering to shortcut years of waiting. With care, you'll have homegrown lychees in just a few years. There's nothing like it. Fresh fruit from your own tree. Keep nurturing it and enjoy the journey. You've done a cracking job. Congratulations.